Welcome back, guys, to the show. I'm trying to get creative with our openings.
Yeah. Well,
I'm failing.
Yeah, no, you're all right. You're doing okay. Not failing.
If you guys missed the last episode, Alexa sang for us, and it made my little musical heart so happy.
That's why she's all like hot and bothered now.
Yeah, that's why
she's
sweating.
Still thinking about it.
I was like, oh my god, Alexa sang.
Shut up.
Before we start,
Yeah.
I'm going to switch something up.
Okay.
We're shoving merch in your face at the beginning of the show instead of the end. So last one we wore are basically detective shirts. They're my favorite, but
So
I just
cute.
got our tank top in.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not going to turn around, but that was a horrible attempt. It says Something Sinister podcast on the back. Anyways, go buy our merch. It's fully goes to support the podcast, keeping our ring lights on, and buying our wine.
Yeah,
So,
do it. If you
anyways.
want to like keep hearing us and like having girls' night or guys' night or they them night, what the fuck ever, support us. What?
I love it. You just said that. That was amazing. Yes.
I mean, it's true.
No, it's great. It's fantastic.
If you want to like continue to listen to us, buy our merch, buy a tank top.
Oh, okay. Well, moving on from merch. That's all I wanted to say is for people who skip past the outros of our podcast, you can't escape this one. We're going to switch it up on you like ninjas. Maybe next week we'll just do it in the middle of a murder case.
Yeah, we are going to be the Black Panther.
Yes.
If you know what we're talking about, then you know what we're talking about.
Okay. Now that we've set the record straight and put you in your place, any other news? Or
You know, I'm really liking this wine. I want to know. So, for those of you, we are drinking the same wine that we drank on the last episode. It's called Sixth Sense. And you can see, like, there's like a palm on there. There's a Ouija board. There's a lot of, like, crazy symbolism on here.
there's a mermaid.
There's a mermaid, there's mushrooms, there's a skull, there's a bunch of like cool stuff like tarot cards. Anyway, so a Michael David joint, and it says awaken your senses. So I want to know who Michael David is.
I don't know, but the label is awesome.
It really is. It's really, really cool.
It's like one of those, shit, I forgot to Google it this time. There were those books when you were a kid and every page was like filled to the max of all this random shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, anyways.
And you would like find the objects or whatever. Yeah, I don't remember what
that's what it looks like.
But yeah, for sure. I feel like if we were to create a wine, this is like what our wine bottle label would look like.
Gold and
Dark, mystical, and
there's a Ouija board.
not
apparently we've
everything
established that kids
but
love Ouija boards.
Everything but the Ouija board. So
I really truly believe this, that if they had to make a poll that's like who is more likely to get involved with the Ouija board, I really think it would be you.
Fuck off. If there is anything my mom ever taught me ever in life, it was do not mess with a Ouija board because she had a terrible experience.
I just feel like
everybody already held one.
Everybody thinks that it's gonna be me, but I'm like, I am so scared of like everything.
No, I think you're scared of everything, but you would try it and then be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, and possessed.
So, yeah, you just said you would try it. You said, yeah.
No, I wouldn't try it. Oh my gosh, I would never.
See,
I picked up a little plastic keychain one. That's all I did. And honestly, my whole life is probably fucking ruined now.
That did it.
That was it. So don't go to Books A Million.
Yeah, and don't
defund
pick
Books A
up
Million.
a Ouija board.
We are not supporters of Books A Million.
No, not at all. All right.
Anyways.
So, we're drinking, clearly. But before we get started, I will do the disclaimer. So, our videos and podcasts are for entertainment purposes. All information discussed is found on the internet. Keep in mind, we will talk all things sinister that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Okay, I don't know who this is, so like you're gonna have to help me with the drinking word.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. So this guy, his name is Karl Denke. He is a crazy psychopath. Anyway.
Cool.
So, drinking word. What would be a good one to use?
Seeing lots of body parts.
Yeah, you're gonna don't cheat.
Sorry. I'm just skimming.
I don't really know.
How about anytime we name a body part, you have to drink?
Okay.
Is that a lot? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take sippies.
All right.
Anytime there's a body part, so bone, arm, head,
Teeth.
skin.
Take a drink.
Okay. Wow,
Okay.
this will be fun.
This will be fun. Oh my god. All right. So, yeah.
Cheers. Karl Denke.
Karl Denke.
Not cheers to him, but you guys get it. Hell no. Okay.
Karl Denke, aka the Cannibal of Ziębice, aka the Forgotten Cannibal, aka Papa Denke, born August 12th, 1860 in Silesia Kingdom of Prussia, known today of Ziębice, Poland.
Okay, what the fuck did you just say?
The name of the city. I practice it.
Wow, that was
Ziębice.
impressive.
Yep. I know. And look how it's spelt. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I definitely would have said Ziebice.
That's what it looks like. So, he is a known serial killer who killed more than 40 people. Obviously a cannibal, hence his name. He's a Leo, born August 12th. Talking about some traits, particularly with him: strong, fierce, bold, and creative. We can say that he was strong and fierce, bold and creative throughout the rest of the story. So you're going to hear all about that, especially being a cannibal. I read something that said that Leos tend to act before they think about things, especially whenever they are in the defense mode, and that this can be very, very dangerous to themselves and to others. And so I thought this was very interesting because that goes hand in hand with him and the story.
Have you also noticed when you did your you went down the list of like Leo serial killers and it gives you like mini descriptions? There's so much gore involved with Leos. We've done cannibals, we've done the countess, vampire, bloodbath lady.
Yes.
I mean, they're all you Leos, like, you're gory. It's all
very,
blood
very
and guts,
gory.
So
there's like no boundaries.
Anyways.
No boundaries. I also thought that this was interesting too. It says, quoted, "The lion is proud, so a dark side trait takes that to the extreme. Arrogance, vanity, self-absorption. A dark behavior then is not being able to cop to mistakes and adjust the course, even if it's doomed."
Wow.
So,
it's poetic.
Very poetic.
I like that.
But it goes hand in hand with Karl Denke. So, he was born to a wealthy family of farmers. Well liked by other students, but was a quiet kid for the most part. Said that he was very, very difficult to raise and handle in school. So at the age of 12 years old, he ran away from home. Kind of decided to do life on his own means.
He's like
12 years old.
Shit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm an adult. So when he was 25, his dad died. And because he wasn't there, his brother inherited the farm and obviously like the house and all of that. But Karl did receive quite a bit of money whenever his dad died. So he decided to build his own house on a plot of land and decided that he would follow in his dad's footsteps and try to become a farmer. He miserably failed.
Well, I mean, he only got experience up to the age of 12.
12 years old. Like, what the hell did he think?
He's like, I've lived a long life. I've got this.
I was a farmer for 12 years.
For 12 years.
Yeah.
I bet that's what he told people. That's what I would have told people.
I would have told people that too. I mean, might as well. So because of this, he had to sell the farming land, but he kept his house. At this time, he decided to work at a meat shop.
Is that a body part?
A meat market. It sure can be.
Okay. I'm just ready to drink, guys.
She's like itching over here, shaking. Having withdrawals.
I'm like, is farm part of the body?
Outside of working at the local meat shop, he worked at a meat market which sold leather goods. So,
Okay.
we will talk about both of those later. He also...
Is that what I think it means?
I'll
Okay,
let
go
your
ahead.
imagination keep going on that. But,
Okay.
yeah. He also volunteered at his local church because he was such a great man. And this is where he played the organ at the church.
Well, organ is definitely a body part.
It is, but we're talking about the musical instrument.
But, you know.
He was an upstanding citizen in his community who was generous and caring to those that were in need. Okay, and where was I? Carried across at church's funerals, and he was known to help beggars and travelers that were in need. So he, again, upstanding citizen, very, very nice guy, nicest of the nicest guys, right? He would offer them food, a place to stay, and offered them work around his house.
Okay, but not a farm, just a house.
Just a house because he sold the farm because he wasn't a farmer. The 12 years of farming experience did not pay off.
Didn't
it was
qualify.
not enough. He needed 13, okay? So, after World War I, he lost everything, like most people did, due to inflation. Had to sell his house that he built and lived in. However, he is like, I am not leaving this house. I will sell the house, but I am leaving. And I will live in the first floor in the left corner of the house, but I will sell everything out. And the people who bought the house were like, all right, you can
What? That's
you
even
can stay.
crazier.
Yeah, they're like, you can stay. You can rent this part of the house out. We get it. It's your house. But yeah, we're going to buy the rest of it.
we totally understand. We just spent all of our money to buy this, but it's
but
your
you
house.
Can, but you can stay.
Crazies. Okay,
Right?
so we're dealing with two sets of insanity.
Psychopaths.
Yeah.
Kind of. So, still working at the meat shop and the local market, to make a little more money, he would travel to the bigger city markets and sell his famous skinless pickled pork. Yum!
I have a feeling this is all gonna just be awful.
Well, you're about to find out. He was so popular for the skinless pickled pork that he started making a great living off of it. I mean, he had lots of money. He was very, very successful, and people were just addicted to it.
Your colorful storytelling is scaring me.
So,
Guys, she is hyped right now.
is this wine or is this blood? One will never know.
Oh my god. Okay, I feel like this is gonna get even. Just the way you're acting tells me it's gonna be even worse than whatever I'm envisioning.
I'm trying to get you excited.
I'm sweating. Like my chest is red. Okay, I'm excited.
So, surely you can tell where this is going. This has all been an act by me. So,
Whole thing's made up.
all of it. No, just kidding. But it's getting you prepared. So, 1903 was his first documented murder of a homeless woman named Ida. We don't really have many details on this other than we'll talk about his MO a little bit later of how he did these things and what he did. 6 years later, in 1909, he murdered another woman named Emma. She was working at the meat slaughterhouse that he worked at as well.
Okay. Now, did he own the slaughterhouse? He just worked there and like sold some of his stuff there?
Yep. He owned a slaughterhouse, but not this one.
Okay. Well, it sounds like someone else bought it. He just lived in it.
Correct.
Okay.
So, a poor man named Edward Troutman was found guilty of Emma's murder. Edward also worked at the slaughterhouse as well, seemed to be like a quiet guy, very reserved, didn't really talk much, and so when the police came to investigate the murder of Emma, they suspected that it was Edward. So he was arrested and convicted of her murder. But later, in 1926, the truth will prevail.
So this is
1909
or 1909 to 26. Mm-hmm. Damn, that
Long
is sad.
time. 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, 17 years. I can't do math.
It's fine.
17. It's okay. Close enough. So, December 21st, 1924, this is when everything goes downhill. A homeless man named Vincent appeared at the local police station, covered in blood,
Nice.
saying that he was at Father Denke's apartment.
Father Donkey.
Denke.
Donkey.
Yep.
Father Donkey.
Father Donkey. The donkey father.
Father Donkey.
And no, he didn't have donkeys.
Was that one of his names?
Yes.
Why?
Because he was involved in the church and he carried the crosses at the funerals.
It's like a priest thing.
I know.
Okay, anyway, it's weird, but go
Very,
ahead.
very weird. So he said that he was over at Father Denke's apartment, said that he barely escaped with his life. He said that he had gone crazy. The police didn't believe this homeless man, but a medical examiner that was there listening and watching the whole situation was like, hey, wait a second, come here.
Yeah, you're covered in blood.
Yeah.
Let me check it out.
Yeah, let me check you out. That's what he did. So he looked at the man's back of the head and saw that he was attacked with an axe.
Oh!
Yep, and I said
head. Yeah, how could a police look at anyone covered in blood and be like, this is just
You're
a
making
crazy
it up.
homeless guy.
Yeah, right. So, saw that he was indeed attacked with an axe. So, the police were like, fine, whatever. We'll go over and we'll talk to Carl.
Was that a direct quote? Fine, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said back in 1924.
Yeah. With their top hats, they're like, top of the morning, fine, whatever.
So, they talk to Carl. They're like, what's going on? Why is this man saying that you attacked him with an axe and hit him in the back of the head? And Carl's like, man, Vincent came over. I was being nice. I fed him. You know, I gave him a place to stay. I offered him work, and he tried to rob from me. And
so I took an axe to his head.
So, yeah, he in self-defense tried to get Vincent to stop robbing from him, and he wouldn't stop, and so he attacked him with an axe.
Oh, listen. My first instinct wouldn't be to grab an axe.
No.
But.
Right. And when you see this guy later, like, because I'm going to show you a lot of pictures if you're watching on YouTube. If not, you can Google it. I mean, he looked like a fairly bigger man.
Who? Father
Carl.
Denke?
Yeah, Father Donkey.
Father Donkey?
The donkey father. Yeah, like he looks like a fairly larger man. And
like
so,
that or just big?
Like just a big guy.
Okay.
So like he can easily protect himself without an axe.
And I'm sure the homeless man wasn't packing. Like, come on.
Right. He was probably frail if he needed food.
That's
like,
so
come
sad.
on.
Oh,
I know.
I hate that.
I know. So, the police ended up taking Carl down to the police station. They put him in a holding cell because they're like, we need to figure out what the fuck happened. Like, why did you attack this man?
Thank God.
With an axe for robbing you, even if he robbed you. Like, why did you?
Why the axe? Like,
yeah,
Jesus
why the axe?
Christ.
And they had noticed that he didn't have any defense wounds on him. Like, he wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
So Vincent, the victim, was obviously taken to medical treatment, but then he was sentenced to 10 days in jail for vagrancy. And what this was a criminal charge, and basically what this meant is that Vincent couldn't be released out to the public to talk shit about Karl while the police were still investigating what had happened.
So he was being punished.
He was being punished for coming in and telling the police what had happened to him and that he had
Is that
been
still
attacked.
a thing today?
No.
Okay,
no.
I was going to say, surely not.
No. Yeah, we can say whatever we want. Well, and this is also in Poland.
Well, there's a few things we can't say.
Yeah, there are
Like,
a lot of
I'm
things.
kidding.
No, we can't say.
And I brought my list. No.
Oh, gosh, I know. So, in jail for 10 days because they didn't want him going out to the public, talking shit about him while they were still doing this investigation. One thing to note, too, is law enforcement knew that they had a serial killer, but they didn't have any leads. So they knew there was a serial killer somewhere in the area that was killing homeless people or killing, people that had been released from hospitals or prisons or, just some of the people that just weren't going to be missed. But they didn't really have any leads. They didn't have any descriptions. They didn't have any witness testimonies or anything like that.
But they were connecting something.
Exactly. So they were connecting something. So they're like, well, let's wait a second. Let's keep this man here in jail for 10 days, the victim, and let's just see what happens. And in the meantime, they have Karl in a holding cell because they're going to investigate what the hell actually happened. So, at this time, again, they thought not only did they have a serial killer on their hands, but they thought that they had the most prolific serial killer within Poland and Germany.
You mean on their hands, like they aren't connecting Karl yet?
They're not.
They're just saying
Karl.
someone
is.
Okay, got it.
Yes. So, however, before they even got to interview Mr. Denke, he killed himself in his holding cell.
What?
Yep, pulled out a handkerchief from his pocket and killed himself. Don't wait.
What a turn! Don't wait. I mean, keep going.
yeah. Don't wait, but wait. The story doesn't end.
But
what
a turn of events!
Right.
Wow, you set up the shock factor.
I know, I did. Surprise!
Holy shit! He didn't even wait to not. I mean, he's obviously a man of status in the community.
Yep.
And this is back in the ye olden days, so it's more than likely he probably would have gotten away with it for a while.
100%.
But he just straight up turned himself in.
Straight up turned himself in. So back to that initial quote of what I said, and I'm going to read it again because this goes hand in hand with Karl Denke. The lion is proud, so a dark side trait takes that to the extreme. Arrogance, vanity, self-absorption. A dark behavior then is not being able to cop to mistakes and adjust the course, even if it's doomed.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I just got chills.
I know.
Ew.
I know. So.
Okay, wow. Wait, you said with a handkerchief.
He hung himself with a
okay.
handkerchief.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I picture handkerchiefs to be this big.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that big, but he full on hung himself with a handkerchief. He was dedicated to die.
Jeez. And well, I guess it was probably normal for people to carry handkerchiefs, but did he plan to do that? Put it in his pocket just in case?
I think it was just an older man or a man thing at that time. I mean, in the 1900s and even up to the 1970s and 80s.
My papa always carried
a handkerchief. Yeah. So I think it was just normal accessories in his outfit.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just getting started, folks. A couple of days later, actually on Christmas Eve, the police decide to go to Karl's apartment because they have released his body to his family, so that way he can be buried or whatever they want to do. So they decide to go to the apartment because, again, he's renting this space out of the house that he had sold, right?
Yeah.
So-
forgot about that situation.
Right. So they go to his
And the family's
apartment.
still living there.
That bought it. Yeah.
They bought it. Okay.
Yeah. So he goes to his apartment, or they go to his apartment to secure his belongings so that way they can give the belongings to the family when they come across a lot of alarming items. First of all, he had a makeshift meat processing plant throughout his entire apartment.
Meat processing plant.
A slaughterhouse.
So, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, devices and...
Oh, yeah, we're going to get in it.
Okay.
This plant that he had included nothing but human DNA and remains.
Okay.
Hundreds of bones.
How many bones are in the body?
I don't know. 240 human teeth.
I'm pretty sure we only have, like, 26 teeth. Or wait, is that how many... No. That's how many letters are in the alphabet. How many teeth do we have?
I think you're about right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. So like 28 then?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, close
Sorry,
enough.
thank you for bearing with...
We just counted our teeth with our tongues. So, 240 human teeth. They found 120 toes.
What?
Just yep, take a drink. 150 pieces of ribs.
Not like whole ribs, just like pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, not that that's any better. It's still fucked up.
Yeah.
Just for imagery reasons.
16 femurs.
That's in your leg. Okay. Your dog is licking my femur currently.
Go on. Hey, get out.
Hey, it's fine.
7 skulls.
And this is all just in the house that other people live in?
Yeah, I'm going to show you pictures here in a second.
Oh my god.
It's disgusting. Stretched and dehydrated human skin, like beef jerky.
I knew this was where we are going with the leather company and the pickled blah 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 blah.
Tubs of body fat.
I think that's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the worst. I should.
But
That was
pretty,
dramatic.
I know. But it's gross.
It's worse than the human skulls. No, it's not worse. But like, there's something. I don't know if you guys have ever Googled what fat looks like outside of your body. But it's
Ew,
like
I know.
it looks like a big ball of pus, but like bright yellow.
Ew, I know.
Okay,
And
go
it's
ahead.
all like
crinkly.
curmudgeony or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm sorry. It's what?
Curmudgeony.
I heard that like, oh yeah, that's a word.
No, I made it up. I don't know what it means. It just means like gross.
You got, curmudgeony. We're gonna write our own dictionary.
Of words of what we think they are. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Jars of human meat, pickling, and brine.
This is disgusting.
I know. I told you I had to get you hyped and ready for it.
Yeah.
A
well,
closet full of blood-stained clothes.
Okay.
All the tools that he used, including equipment to make soap. So just like that Leonardo Canciulli girl.
Ciccinelli.
Journals detailing his work, identifying the names of over 30 victims. Most of these people were released from prisons or hospitals. And in this journal, it included the dates of the murders and the weights of them. So how much they weighed.
Wow. Like, thoroughly thought out process. Basically keeping, like, a recipe book.
Pretty much.
Or at least just full documentation.
Pretty much.
Yikes.
So now you know why he
Major
killed
yikes.
himself.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Like,
I
really
assume
quick.
we were leading towards that,
Yeah.
but that's like beyond that. And also, I'm just trying to picture, I guess I just don't understand the layout of the house. I'm trying to picture how you could keep that from another family.
Yeah.
And the smell had to just be horrendous.
You would think. Yeah.
So,
I can't
like,
even
what were
imagine.
they doing? Have they said
They didn't
anything?
notice. Yeah, they didn't notice. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hell, they were probably eating the meat and they didn't know.
Or maybe that was he's like, I've got dead animals in here.
Yeah.
I run a slaughterhouse.
Yep, for pigs.
For pigs. Gross.
Yep, his famous skinless pickled pork.
Yuck. Serious yuck. They're like,
I
it's
know.
funny, we've never seen a pig in or out of this house. But
We heard some squealing, but
And
we've
the
never
smell
actually
is
seen the
putrid.
pig.
it's awful.
I know. It's gross. So, based off of all of this evidence, right, that the investigators and that the police saw, they believe that Karl was responsible for the torture, murder, dismembering, acts of cannibalism, pickling, and processing of more than 40 people.
Was pickling actually listed as one of his crimes?
No, I just threw that in. I just threw that in.
Can you imagine the judge like, you are guilty of pickling?
Of more than 40 people in only 3 to 4 years.
Holy shit. I am not buying that the people in that house didn't have some suspicions.
I know.
That is disgusting.
Like, how did they not, hear
think
somebody,
about all the
screaming
stories that
or-
we hear where they're like, I smelled my neighbor's backyard.
Right.
And we're talking about the same house.
Right. And they had no idea. No idea.
Okay.
So, I'm going to show some pictures to her, and I'll show it to you guys, of what Karl looks like in the crime scene. If you want to look, just Google Karl Denke crime scene photos and click on the first link.
Oh my God,
so
you are
can
going to give
see-
me freaking nightmares.
Look at this. That's
wow.
human bones.
So we're looking at a table of artifacts here.
Yeah, tables of artifacts and tools and
Oh my gosh.
human meat and more human meat and human leather suspenders that he made.
This is what's his name?
Like
Ed
Leatherface.
Gein?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Ed Gein?
Mhm.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
This is what his house or apartment looks like. There's
Okay. Very
a bunch
minimal.
of pots and pans, and this is where the body parts were living, and the jars and pots where they were being pickled.
Is he in a basement?
So it was said that he lived somewhere on the first floor of this
Oh yeah,
house.
that's right. So it looks like a 3-story barn structure is what it looks like.
Yeah. So there was that, and there was also a shed too on the property that he had built. So
Oh my God.
yeah,
I am not buying that these people
didn't know.
Unless-
so for the YouTubers that are watching, so I'll just quickly scroll through so you can kind of see the body parts and the bones, and you can get an idea of kind of what's going on.
these lights.
Yeah, and you can see the house.
Yeah, it just looks like a barn, a massive
Yeah.
barn.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Wow.
again, Google Karl Denke crime scene photos.
that's intense.
Yeah, so again, investigators walk into this. This is what they walk into.
They go to get just his
Remains.
valuables.
Yeah, whatever he has left that they can give to his family, and this is what they stumble across.
Wow.
So they're like, we've got him. We've got our serial killer. We know exactly who he is. No wonder we didn't find the people because all of their remains are here.
Or been
And-
eaten from
Yeah.
customers of the market.
Yeah. So his skinless pickled pork was not indeed pork, obviously. Again, like I said in the beginning, he worked at the meat market. He traveled and sold meat, and he worked in the local market, another local market, selling leather goods. Now you know the leather goods came from the people that he had murdered. It actually did not come from the pigs.
Oh my God. These people are walking around not even knowing that they're cannibals. That is so scary.
Yeah. So, the house today that you just saw has never been demolished, by the way.
Oh!
It is still standing. And that is one thing that I read regarding like European serial killers. Normally, like for somebody like that graphic and that bad and what he did to people, they would have like demolished the house.
Yeah.
Because it's just like evil. And if you think of Europeans, they're like Catholic. And so if you think of Catholicism, it's very spiritual. And they're like, no, that's evil. We need to get rid of it. But no, for some reason, the house is still there. Right. So one thing that I read was the owners that owned the house when Karl Denke lived there said, okay, regardless of what happened in this part of the house, this is still our home.
No.
Yes, they
did. No, these people were involved.
Yeah.
No. You do not live in a house after you just found that shit out.
Yep.
Absolutely not.
So that's not proven, but who's to say that it's not incorrect?
I can't imagine.
I know.
If someone told me, hey, someone died in this house from a heart attack, I wouldn't move in.
No, I wouldn't either.
Like, even if it's just normal, natural circumstances. If I know someone died, I'm out.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. So, but turns out this was a slaughterhouse and a human meat
plant
supplier. Like, and they're like, well, guys, but this is still our home. Like, look at our family pictures on the walls.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So, once all of this got released to the public about what was going on, people were terrified to eat meat again.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrified. I would be too. I mean, I would be going vegan. And vegan didn't even exist in the 1920s, but this is probably where it started.
Yes.
So...
And thus, the first vegan was born.
Yeah, in 1924, on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve, a vegan baby was born.
A vegan baby was born. So, it's sad because some of the meat processing plants at the time ended up having to close down. Or even, like, the local canning stores or other, like, local markets.
Because people weren't buying it?
Because people wouldn't buy meat.
Wow. I see. I would feel okay eating meat from, like, I know where it's coming from, but maybe just not
Well, they thought they knew where it was coming from, too. He was a well-known guy. He was popular for his pickled pork, and...
That's awful.
It's awful. So, also, a lot of people at this time, within 1924 and 1925, were mysteriously getting sick from a random stomach bug. Till this day, they don't know the cause of the stomach bug, but one can only assume it was because they weren't indeed eating pork.
Wow. That is disgusting.
It is disgusting. So, in 1970, fast forward 50 years, about, more human remains were found nearby this house. At the neighbor's house, the new neighbor at the time was planting a new garden, like digging, and found a human skull and other human remains.
Can you imagine? You probably don't even know about this guy.
I'm sure she knew about it.
What I'm saying, let's say you're new to the area.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a fresh start. I'm going to start a garden in my new home. And clink!
And Ziębice, Poland.
Ziębice Bucci. And you dig up a fucking human skull. Again, I would leave. I would drop my shovel and say,
I would too.
I will lose out on my 100K or whatever
I
I'm
paid
out.
for. Yeah, peace.
Okay.
I know.
Wow.
I would too. It's also said that there were human remains in the shed as well that the investigators did not find. Obviously not in 1970, but later.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of human remains there that were in the shed as well as around the shed buried. So they don't know how many victims he truly had, but they can only speculate that it was about 40 within the 3 to 4 years. So, nobody really knows the motive of Father Denke. But what they do know, and they don't really know why it started, because obviously in the 1900s, I mean, there's not a lot of recollection of his childhood. Something, in my mind, made him leave at the age of 12 years old.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. But who's to know what happened?
Yeah.
So,
well, they didn't have the opportunity to study him and investigate and hear his side. Okay, what have you been through in life? Like, it's not like they were big on mental health back then, but they still asked questions.
They weren't even, like, given a chance to ask him any questions because he killed himself. So, nobody knows the motive. Nobody knows, like, why it started. It's all just a big mystery, but what we do know is he was a predator. He preyed on people he thought that nobody would miss. Men or women. He didn't really have a preference. We know that the men and women would tend to be traveling. They were homeless. They were beggars. They were criminals. A lot of them as well were mentally unstable that had just got released from hospitals. And it said that he would hit them over the head with an axe and then dismember their bodies and take them through the plant.
Oh my God.
It's also said that they don't think this was sexually motivated. So
it was just like maybe sadomasochism or something.
But sadomasochism is sexually motivated.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Wow. So it's just brutal murder.
Just brutal murder.
Oh my God. Yeah, I agree. I think this is definitely like childhood related and just an intent to kill.
And it reminds me of the Robert Pickton story a little bit, like the pig farmer in Canada. And if you think about it, like he was raised as a pig farmer, his family was in that business. They were very rough. They were very mean. And he saw all those things at a young age, how to kill animals and stuff like that. So this guy, Karl, grew up on a farm, kind of similar story. So it makes you wonder if that's kind of how he was raised and maybe he was just desensitized to it. And instead of killing pigs, he wanted to kill humans.
Wow.
It's sad.
That's a lot. And there's just so many things, and it's unfortunate that he killed himself because I think studies, at least at this point, would have been, even though it's back in those days, where they didn't do like full psych evaluations like we do now, it still would have helped us like put some pieces together because we have to presume everything, his childhood, his thoughts, everything, like why he left, why he truly left. Or even just examine how he reacted when you ask, why did you do it?
Or did you do it? Or what happened?
Yeah.
Or
did try to lie about it. Or like you just have nothing to go off of. That's unfortunate.
Well, and one of my main questions to this story is what happened between the ages of 12 and 25? We have that huge gap where he leaves the house at 12, dad dies at 25, and he inherits money. So it's like, so what happened between the ages of 12 and 25?
Yeah, how did he survive?
What did he do? Exactly.
How did you, so
it makes you wonder.
And he genuinely could have been a runaway kid.
Could have been.
And then got into some shit between those times that fucked him up. So
it makes you wonder. This whole story is a mystery. But again, what we know is he was a predator and he killed innocent people and took them through his slaughterhouse and sold them as pork.
Gross.
Yeah, and then made people sick.
Oh, man. That is so... Is it... They know that Ed Gein is the one that did Like the skin stuff.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Is it Texas? Is that the movie? Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah. Yeah, where like you see in the movie like all the leather is like hanging up and it's like human skin.
Yeah.
I know.
What always got me with that, sorry, this is graphic, but out of all of the items he made, the one item that freaked me out the most was the nipple belt.
Ew, I know. Yeah, that was so gross.
There's something about that is such a sensitive part of anyone's body.
Yeah.
But like a belt of them. Like there's something about the imagery of that was like the worst for me.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Anyways,
can't even imagine.
Also the fact that he took the time to pickle someone. There's something,
many people.
It's not just, I cut up some beef jerky or I dried some skin. It's like I took the time to pickle human remains.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. So, friends, that is the story of Karl Denke, a.k.a.
Father Donkey.
The Forgotten Cannibal, a.k.a. Papa Denke, a.k.a. Father Donkey.
Yes.
A.k.a. the Cannibal of Ziębice.
So did you know about this guy before doing
nothing about him.
I was going to say, I have never heard this.
No, but what I instantly thought of Robert Pickton. I'm like, Robert Pickton is a copycat. He copied this motherfucker.
Yeah. What a
same with kind of like Ed Gein. You know, they say, we got the story of Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Ed Gein.
This
guy was before Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Like, they got the story from this guy.
Wow. Did you see if there was like any movies or anything made about him?
There was no relevance. Literally nothing.
That is crazy because I do feel like that is so Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
And I feel like that, not this, I don't, again, mean this to sound insensitive, but I do feel like that is a great plot to a story. You have a guy who is a hardcore Christian figure and a little mom and pop shop at the market, and it turns out it's people.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Sweeney Todd.
Yep.
Wow, let's write a movie.
Again, didn't we just say this? I'm having like major deja vu.
Yes. Oh, well, great story. And Leo's,
this is it.
Sayonara. Ciao.
We went out with a bang.
We are, again, another bloody mess.
I know.
Leo's, y'all.
What the hell? Should I be scared of my husband?
Oh, yeah. Like, for real. So who's next?
What
after
do we
Leo's?
Have next? We have, is it
not Virgo.
It's Virgo. It is Virgo.
Oh, yeah, because we're going into September.
Yep. Okay. Virgo, and then, I thought it was Virgo, and then Libra. And then we start with Scorpio again.
Okay.
Virgo and Libra.
Wow.
We only have 2 signs left.
2 signs left, and then we're hitting our 1-year mark.
Yes. I know.
We did it, guys.
I know.
If you guys have any suggestions, we've kind of tossed around some ideas for like our 1-year anniversary. So let us know what you think.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially since it's in October. So for those who don't know, we started this October 31st of 2021. Obviously, it's 2022 now. Follow me. Follow me here, people. Follow me. 1-year anniversary is Halloween.
Yes.
So let us know what you think. But in the meantime, buy our merch. Go join our Patreon. There's, just so you know, Patreon, we've set some lower limits. It's really inexpensive. You can even just do a $1 donation. And you guys have no idea that goes so far for us.
It really does.
If you want to set up your own podcast, blah, 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 we can give you the deets. You'll get an Amazon gift card for signing up. But obviously, we've had a blast doing this. It's led to some great opportunities. So if you're interested, let us know.
If you know Joe Rogan, let us know too, because that is the end goal.
Yep, is to just literally look him in the eyes. I don't even need to talk to him. I just need to look at him. I need him to see me, and I need to see him.
And then she'll faint.
And then I'll die. And then I will literally just die. So,
but anyway. And then, of course, 5-star ratings and reviews are always appreciated. So,
yeah. And if you don't like the podcast, like, you can send us a hateful message to get it out of your system, and then just don't rate us at all, because that is helpful too.
Yeah. Right.
So
get it off your chest.
just get it off your chest. Just send us your hate mail and just don't leave a review. Please. We will consider it. We will read it. We will take it in. We'll lose one night's sleep, and then we will get better. So
Sayonara.
that's it.
That's it.
Bye, Leos.
Stay sinister, fuckers. What? I'm calling the Leos fuckers.
Bye, fuckers.